In spite of the pandemic, the American economy keeps getting stronger month after month. The U.S. exceeded expectations, adding 916,000 jobs in March. The unemployment rate also improved. It's now at 6%, dropping 0.2% from February. The positive news is likely attributed to the easing of coronavirus restrictions in states and counties across the country, but it could be a double-edged sword as COVID cases are on the rise in many places. 11 states have case increases of at least 10% in the last 2 weeks. 16 states have upticks of at least 25%. I spoke earlier with U.S. Labor Secretary and former Boston Mayor Marty Walsh, and I asked him how he thinks we're doing as a nation at this moment.
Certainly, the numbers today were encouraging. 6% unemployment rate, 916,000 new jobs in America. But you're absolutely right. What we have to be careful of is the pandemic. And President Biden spoke earlier today at a press conference, and he talked about the need for continuing to wear masks, social physical distance, washing your hands. And the really important thing about getting a vaccine, if you're eligible for a vaccine, you should get a vaccine. The president laid out a real good, strong, competent plan. He had a goal of 100 million vaccines by the first 100 days. He's doubled that now, hopefully to get 200 million by the first 100 days. That's a lot of Americans that will have vaccines in their arms. And that's really how we're going to continue to move forward here. So it's a little bit of both. The virus, as you know, for the last year has been very unpredictable. We've had moments where the numbers of virus cases have been really low. And then during the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we saw these numbers increase in big ways. And we're starting to see them fluctuate around the country. So people need to take care of themselves.
You, as a former mayor, understand very well that while you're making advances in vaccine procurement and vaccine distribution at the federal level, there are localities and states that are opening up perhaps faster than the science dictates that they should. Obviously, there are a lot of mayors who want to get their cities back online. There are a lot of governors who want to get their states back online and people working and generating tax income. How do you square this? Because as an executive, you only have so much authority over these states and cities.
Yeah, it's a balance. Obviously, we've seen now in the last week or so where some of these states have seen their numbers. I wouldn't call it a spike, but have increased. But really, we can't mandate to people to open, not to open. All we can do is suggest that people, take care of themselves, wear the masks. It is so important to get our economy moving again. I got a lot of questions today about, I'm hoping, what's next month going to look like? Do I think it'll be better or worse? It's really going to depend upon all of us and what we do as far as our behavior, as well as meaning taking care of ourselves. But I do want to encourage people to get vaccinated. Many people, I think most of the country by the mid-April will be eligible for vaccines. And I would suggest as many people as possible get vaccinated because it is so important. We still have 8.4 million people out of work right now in our country, and we have another probably million and a half people that are out of the workforce. So we need to see these people get back in to generate revenue, to generate our economy, to be able to get us moving back, building back better, as President Biden talks about.
I want to talk to you about wages. $15 minimum wage. Didn't make it through that last plan. In Massachusetts, where you're from, there's a $13.50 an hour minimum wage with a target of getting to $15 by 2023. It apparently didn't wreck Massachusetts' economy to have a higher minimum wage. How do you get there? How do you get to a point where you can get buy-in on a higher minimum wage passed by Congress?
Again, I think that's conversations that we're going to have with business leaders across this country, with the members of Congress across this country, and really talk about the importance of raising the minimum wage. When you think about raising the minimum wage, it's really about raising the opportunity for families to earn a living. Most families can't live on $7 an hour. No family can live on $7 an hour. It's pretty hard to live on $15 an hour. But it's an opportunity for us to really think about it. The president's committed to raising the minimum wage. I'm committed to raising the minimum wage. There are members of Congress committed to raising the minimum wage, and we have to do some more conversations, some more work with it to try and get that bill passed.
We don't have the results yet from the Amazon vote in Bessemer, Alabama, but it's something that your administration has become involved in, which is not typical. The idea that the administration, the president, backing the possible unionization of this plant, this Amazon plant, which would be the first time in America that has happened. What's your take on the state of unionization and what we need to be doing about it?
Well, I think that, the president believes in collective bargaining. I believe in collective bargaining. The president believes in people having a right to join a union. I believe in the same thing. I think that, when you look at the labor movement in this country over the last 50 years, the decline in numbers, and you look at the decline in the middle class, there's some correlation there. So I think people should have the right to be able to join a union if they want to. And there's a vote process, and that's what's happening in Amazon right now. People took the vote, and we're waiting to see what the result is. And if people voted to unionize, then we should unionize. If people voted not to unionize, then that's what the will of the worker was there.
Secretary, good to see you. Thanks for taking time to join us today. Secretary Marty Walsh, the United States Secretary of Labor.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.